Welcome to
One Set. Okay. I think I can speak for most people and say Michael Jackson is a more like Hulk Hogan household name. If anyone in any house says the name Michael Jackson, most people are familiar. Even kids now still, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I run across like teaching like dance students, and they're like, who's Michael Jackson? It's rare. But what's not rare
Right.
is when I say, you know Prince? And they're like, yeah, not really. And I think it's important to acknowledge that I feel the dance industry and I feel like Michael used dance to
Mm-hmm.
propel a lot of his content. Whereas Prince, I think he relied on the artistry of his content
Mm-hmm.
by itself. And I know this is the first and last, maybe not like wrestling reference, but I know previously I said I feel like if you take Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Undertaker had the mystique that Prince did, and Michael Jackson just had the it factor, like kind of well rounded around the board that Shawn Michaels had.
Right.
And I really anyone that wants to challenge me on that, I'm fine with it. I would love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments or reach out. You know how to get a hold of us. But
Right. I mean, I would say in the defense that I would think it's the reverse, because I would think that Michael would be the Undertaker, because the Undertaker is like, to me, like the global, like when you think of WWE, WWF, whatever, you think Undertaker, like, and the big guys, but like, Undertaker being a global thing. Like when you have like, when you're talking about certain signatures of like rest in peace, the tombstone, you think of, the Undertaker. Just as like for Michael, if you're thinking Thriller, automatically you think of Michael Jackson. You're thinking of Black and White. A lot of Billie Jean, automatically think of Michael Jackson. Where Shawn Michaels is your Prince, where he was that bad boy dude that he came from the DX era, and kind of was not always trying to play by the rules, making his own rules, like kind of like the quote unquote sex symbol in a way, where Prince had that mystique to him, where he used a lot of his sexual content to, not that he used it, but like I think for that he was more in a and I say that word lightly, like like he used his sexuality to get him to where he was, along with being a musician. Where Michael, he didn't really rely on that. He used his talents with dance and music. He didn't really show a sexual side, where Prince was like, when you think Prince, he was like, almost like that, like sex symbol of the 80s. So I would think the reverse of what you were saying, but I think you can have the same debate in your reverse side too.
yeah, I think you actually just shut me down super fast. Because everything you just said made me feel real dumb. But
No, I agree what you said though. I mean, because
I think it can be taken either way. Like the perspectives
yeah,
are both there. What you just said.
right, absolutely.
I wasn't looking at it from like, HBK, Heartbreak Kid, like sex symbol, where Prince sexuality, like you said, was like
Yeah.
definitely a component to his aura, where
Mm-hmm.
Michael, he would pop up on stage and stand there and stand still, and the Undertaker would spend 15 minutes to get to the ring. Like he
Mm-hmm.
like Yeah, I mean, it I think it can go both ways, but I think your argument actually holds a lot more merit and weight than what I said. I was just like, oh, this, and um,
Right.
yeah,
I mean, I
definitely.
think they both had that, sex appeal to them, but I think with and again, I'm saying these words very lightly with but like I think with Prince's quote unquote flamboyant sexuality type of mannerisms that he used to do versus Michael, like you just said, he would just go out on stage and just like be there, and girls would be like fainting uh, in the front row just by seeing the aura of Michael Jackson. Where Prince would just go out there with
Whoopsie.
faceless chaps, and then people would be wondering, like, okay, where am I going to bed with you tonight? Not me, but yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you sure
okay.
about that? Yeah.
Are you sure about that? John Cena, are you sure about
Are you
that?
sure about that?